Okay, good morning, morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Amazing action yesterday. Gonna be great today too, both ways. You got the PCE tomorrow. So things that define the market. Okay? Tomorrow, the PCE, if it comes in lower, I think they're expecting 0.3, but let's say it comes in at 0.2. If it comes in at 0.1 lower, you're going to be at 6150 on SPX. You're going to be up 200 from where it is right now. Okay? I'm telling you. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's always a possibility. If it comes in higher, it's probably going to be at 5900. If it comes in as is, probably about flat. Okay? Because it's going to define rates. Okay? The market was way up yesterday, and we bought some puts as a hedge because we're up 50. Every single time we're up 30, 40, 50, and we go down 15, it's probably prudent to buy a hedge because they were cheap. They were 80 cents, and they went to 240. They went to $2 pretty fast. I put in my order. I got it in at 250, and they filled at 240. Within a minute, there were 3. Within 10 minutes, there were 6. And in a half hour, there were 10. Then they went to 20. Jesus. Right? And we went negative. Now, today, we're way up. Do we go negative? Conceivable, very possible again. Because what if Trump comes out and says, so there's a disagreement out there right now. Nobody's talking about it, but there's a disagreement. Trump mistakenly said the Mexico tariffs started on the 2nd of April. I think he means the 3rd of March. If it's March, we may reverse back down. If it's April, we may rock it. Or we may, 2 other scenarios here. This 5952 isn't breaking. So do we hit 5,900 and we sit there before the PCE? Or do we go to 6,000 and sit there before the PCE? These are all possibilities, up and down. Think about what we did with Avago. We bought both sides. We sold the puts. Didn't buy those back. And it's going up. We sold them from 120 to 380. And now the calls are going to be, I don't know, probably going to be 160. And it should be way higher. And if the PCE is good, does it get to 232? 236? You have a 238 beast. Okay? So interesting. So that's the market you have, guys. And when you have a market like this is how you need to play it. In and out. Now, AppLovin, complete collapse on this attack. But let me tell you something. I talked to some people in some funds, and they told me, Sam, this is all known. Do you really think people don't know that this is happening? And then I said something very interesting to them. I said, so if you're researching this company, how come you didn't research them 12 months ago or 18 months ago? And you know what they told me? They said, Sam, they're looking to short it. They knew this, and this report was there 18 months ago. They knew it. They just knew that if the stock's at 200 and they put it out, it goes to 180, 160, and they don't make any money. If they put it out at 500 or 400, they make 100 points. Wow. I mean, think about the scums of the earth. I mean, people are scums. I mean, really scummy all over the internet. Okay? Now, that being said, does it go up? Don't know. But here's what I know is that if they get added to the S&P, so usually when you get a short report like this, within a week or two, you get an SEC Wells notice or something like that. If that doesn't come, they're going to rip this sucker right back to 450. Now, expect zero. You learned this expect zero last week, right? And if you didn't learn it, you need to go get wifey a whip and let her just whip you, okay? Because expect zero, Carvana, 20 cents to $7, and HIMS, 5 cents to $6. 5 cents to $6. And now today gets very interesting because if this can hold, it can accelerate. NVIDIA, there are a bunch of clowns in the world. I mean, the amount of stupid is fascinating to me. You can't make up stupid. You can't fix stupid, and they exist. And 90% of the stupid people in the world, most likely, well, I've got to change that number. Say 50%. Because if you're stupid, you probably don't know how to load Twitter. Or on Twitter. People are like, oh my God, NVIDIA earnings are bad. They went, who cares if their margins go to 60%? Nobody's going to have 75% margins their whole life. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Complete morons. Now, I have no problem with somebody saying, oh, NVIDIA growth is slowing and they're not going to sell as many chips. Okay, that's an opinion. Oh, you got to sell it, the margin went down. And then the CFO comes out, oh, margins will go back up next quarter. I mean, just fascinating. Keep an eye on SHOP, because if the market holds and we get a low CPI tomorrow, PCE tomorrow, SHOP can rock it. Okay? SMCI a little bit lower, no real reason. Meta, if you go look, Meta is about 60% of the PE of NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA rips to 140, Meta goes to 700, 722 tomorrow, maybe. And how about MicroStrategy? We caught it yesterday. So I went back and did some research on this. MicroStrategy, never in the history of MicroStrategy, never in the history has Bitcoin dropped 4,500 and MicroStrategy up 15. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. So what does that mean? That's definitely different, right? Different. Okay? So that's what we know. So it's so interesting. Things to watch for. At some point, maybe in a week, a month, 6 months, Trump is going to say Biden-era rules are gone for mergers and acquisitions, and Goldman Sachs up 100. Don't know when. Be ready. Tesla? Nobody's buying Tesla. We bought Tesla yesterday. Now, something to learn, and you'll learn this at the event. And if you miss the event, you won't learn this in too bad. He's never going to teach this again. Not going to do that. Okay? So yesterday, we bought Tesla at 240, and the stock was at 307. Okay? 308. When we bought the 290s, okay? And it started to drop. And he started raising the premium. And Sam put in an order at 650, and it got filled as it dropped to 296, 297. We got 650 on those. And then the stock popped a little, it went lower, popped a little. It went all the way to 690 at the money, and they were only $7. And Sam told you 5 hours before that, the reason I took 650 was the stock was at 297, and the 290s, he was giving me 650. So 7 points out of the money, he was giving me 650. But at the money should only be 7. So if you know at the money is 7, and he's giving you 650 when it's 6.5 points away from the money. He's got it priced wrong, and he's overpaying you by $2.50. So I took it. And that's trading, and that's why Sam is the best. And what I'm going to teach you at that event is that ludicrously great. And if you just learn that on, say, 2 or 3 stocks every 6 months, you will be better than everybody that exists. Okay? It's really, really that simple. But you have to know fair value and what it should be. And if you don't, too bad. Too bad. Okay, so that's what we know. SPX up 35. Let's get started. 227. SPX up 35. GDP came out. Market didn't drop. Everything's okay. Let's see what happened. Be careful because Trump's going to do a conference and going to say something. And maybe we go way up. Maybe we go down. We don't know. Now, there is one other thing, guys. Just keep this in mind. What if Trump gets some type of deal before these tariffs go in? How insane of a rip would that be? Always possible. Oh, Snowman, everybody's talking about Snowman. Snowman's fine. We did good. Okay, we've seen that one coming. Okay, 227, end of month. Do we get end of month selling or end of month buying? Okay, so just understand that. Okay, don't know, huh? Hold on. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. SPX up 34. At 34, this thing you're at 59.90. You got 6,000, 6,009, 6,022. Underneath 59.51 is a great number. Anything under 5,900 is an insane drop, and anything through 61.62 is an insane rip. 60.62. Okay, NVIDIA 136, 141, under 129. Shopalicious 116, 117, 121, 128. Avago 221, 229, underneath 209. The Snowman 191, 196. I know you're waiting for this. So the last time we had snow on earnings, it popped like this. And snow is up, it's up 20. The last time it was up like this, it dropped 4 at the open. Then it popped 10. Okay? So it's just history. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But so that implies that snow may trade right here at 187, drop to 183, and then go to 196. Interesting, right? Interesting. It's historical. Doesn't mean it happens. Interesting. Okay? SMCI 51, 56. Palantir under 87 is death. If the market rips and they like it, they can squeeze Palantir back up. Lilly 922. Sam gives you a number 922. It gets to 922 and drops 10. Name one person in the whole freaking world that does that. Okay? Meta 691, Accelerator, Carvana going up because they think tariffs on cars, so used cars sell more in a higher price. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay? Doesn't mean they don't sell cars. Doesn't even mean that all this stuff happens. But let me tell you, if they get a deal and there's no tariffs on EU, Carvana going to drop 30 in 5 minutes. Netflix 1009. MicroStrategy 271, 286, 300, 322. Coin is up 7. Coin hasn't opened up like this since earnings. Goldman Sachs 621, 652, under 606. AppLovin 372, 400. And Tesla, just ugly. Now, if it gets to 302, and you can get the 290s at 1, I didn't say at 5, at 1, interesting play. That's what we know. SPX coming down. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.